Hello and welcome to the channel. Be sure to share, like, and comment down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos on news and politics. Former DOJ Inspector General was targeted and pushed out by the deep state after exposing Hillary email crimes. Charles McAuliffe III is the former intelligence community inspector. He was threatened in 2016 after he exposed Hillary Clinton for classified documents on her unsecured homebrew server. He said, quote, "I was told that we would be the first to be fired with her administration, that was definitely going to happen." Now, McAuliffe's sin was that he was honest and he was serving in the Obama deep state, a band of crooks and criminals. Charles McAuliffe believes Hillary Clinton's emails endangered national security, but the deep state didn't care and pushed him out for being honest and doing his job. He wasn't a team player in the Department of Crooks.
An Obama appointee in the federal government says he was marginalized and even threatened by his superior simply because he tried to raise the alarm about classified information that resided on Hillary Clinton's private email server. Our Catherine Herridge has that exclusive tonight.
There was personal blowback to me, to my family, to my office.
Few people know more about the Clinton emails and the fallout than Charles McCullough, the former internal watchdog for the U.S. intelligence community.
What should the American public know about those 22 top secret Clinton emails?
I've heard people say this is overblown. I've heard people say this is much ado about nothing. Had the information been released, there would have been harm to national security.
So putting lives at risk.
Absolutely. Sources and methods, lives, operations.
Speaking exclusively to Fox, McCullough says he went to Director of National Intelligence James Clapper about a year before the presidential election. The intelligence agencies had just found their classified information in the Clinton emails. He
read through these affidavits very thoroughly, and he said this is extremely reckless. And he mentioned something about the campaign will have heartburn about that or something.
Shortly after, McCullough says his team was marginalized.
You felt you were on your own in this.
I was totally on my own, and I was told by senior officials to keep the director out of it.
You drafted this letter in January 2016.
Sure did.
In the letter, McCullough told Congress that emails beyond top secret passed through the former Secretary of State's unsecured personal server.
All of a sudden, I became a shill of the right. I was told by members of Congress, be careful, you're losing your credibility. There are people out to get you.
By February 2016, Clinton campaign emails released via WikiLeaks suggest McCullough was a target.
I think there was certainly a coordinated strategy. In fact, I not only think it, I think it very, very much so.
Based on evidence?
Yes.
Even though the FBI email investigation was far from complete, the Clinton campaign nailed down its talking points.
Was there an effort to deliberately mislead the public about the classified emails?
Absolutely. There was an effort certainly on the part of the campaign to mislead people into thinking there was nothing to see here. Frankly, the thing that disappointed me the most was the president saying,
there's classified and then there's classified.
A lot of people in the intel community spend a lot of time keeping secrets secret. And to sort of inject that sense of confusion into people, I don't think was altogether responsible.
As Election Day approached, McCullough says the threats went further, singling him out and another senior government email investigator.
You were given a warning?
It was told that we would be the first two to be fired with her administration. That was definitely going to happen.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
No, I was, in this context, a whistleblower. I was explaining to Congress, I was doing exactly what they had expected me to do, and all of a sudden I was the enemy.
More than 2,100 classified emails passed through Clinton's personal server, and to this day, no one is accountable.
If you had done this, what would have happened to you?
I'd be sitting in Leavenworth right now.
Fox News asked a spokesman for the Clinton campaign, the office of a senior Senate Democrat, as well as the former director of national intelligence for comment, but there was no immediate response. McCullough recently retired after 26 years of government service. He told Fox News today that he's grateful now to tell his story, Tucker.
And that is the story. Catherine Herridge, thank you very much for that. Richard Goodstein advised Hillary Clinton's 2008 and 2016 campaigns, and he joins us tonight. Richard, this isn't really a political story so much as it's a story about bad government, corruption. I mean, it's kind of a classic whistleblower story. Here's a guy who's a permanent government employee. He's the inspector general. He's not some low-level character. And he finds wrongdoing. He brings it to light, and his job is threatened. I mean, that seems like something you want to get to the bottom of.
So the predicate for your question, finding wrongdoing and so forth, let me tell you why I take issue with it. I will take serious issue the minute that you look into a real threat to national security, which is the president taking the Russian foreign minister and ambassador in the Oval Office, shooing out U.S. press, inviting in Russian press, and disclosing to them top-secret information that did disclose where Israeli assets were dealing with Middle East agents. That's when I will take this whole thing seriously, because we know that happened.
So in other words, because you disapprove of the current president's behavior, nothing that happened before his election is...
But I'm just saying, that's known. What you're talking about is something that's theoretical. You talked about wrongdoing.
Where's the theoretical part? So we know that there were classified...
Stop. We don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. James Comey testified under oath. The only time he testified under oath, he said there were three documents that were marked classified. We know at least one of which was a condolence call to the president of Malawi.
Wait, hold on. You're missing it.
Well, I'm not.
This is the inspector general, whose job it is to keep track of this, who says that there was a large amount of classified information, as distinct from documents marked classified, but information from the intelligence agencies gathered by them on her server, and that he perceived this as a threat to American national security. So I don't think there's any evidence he's some partisan axe grinder. He's a permanent federal employee. Yeah. And he is told that he's going to be fired for doing this if and when Hillary is elected. That's why we have whistleblower statutes, to protect the freedom of people like that to tell the truth, so our government doesn't become third world. Yeah. Does that make sense?
I'd love to cross-examine him and these people who said that they were in a position to say for sure that he was going to be fired. That sounds like the kind of thing that, you know, at the end of an administration you kind of are fearful of. But again, this all will be taken seriously when the 6 people in the Trump White House, from Bannon, Trebus, who use private emails and private servers, are kind of examined.
Isn't really as simple as partisan tit for tat. I mean, by the way, I would say that if there's ever found to be classified material on a private server operated by a current White House employee, I'll be the first to jump on him and say, you can't do that. That's illegal, by the way. But now that you've said that the Russian government was trying to hack, you know, are the greatest threat we face, trying to hack into computers in this country, private and public, it doesn't bother you at all that there was classified information on Hillary Clinton's unsecured private server? I mean, I'm serious, actually.
No, as a literal matter, the State Department server was hacked by China and Russia. We know that. That's a fact. We actually have no evidence that Hillary Clinton's email server was hacked.
The White House servers were hacked by the Chinese military.
And
I mean, this is really common.
Shockingly, we have zero evidence that Hillary Clinton's server was hacked. I would say it's against the odds, but that's true.
Okay, but I guess that's not the question I asked. We spent, you know, in the run-up to the election, months hearing from Democrats, it's not a big deal. What are you, right-wing crazy person? But now that she's lost and gone away and off her book tour, can we just admit kind of crazy behavior to put this kind of stuff, classified intelligence, on your private unsecured server? I mean, can we admit that?
She didn't, quote, put anything on it, right? She was receiving emails from hundreds of states.
She set up the server. I mean, come on, I don't want to relitigate this, but can't you just be honest and say, that was a big, like, what was that? And by the way, if you did that and you heard the IG say it, you'd be in jail.
Yeah,
Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below, and tell me how you feel about this report. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and let's make America great again. Peace.